Friends, it's a Monday morning. We got a jam-packed, awesome show today. Miss New Mexico, Marissa Livingston is here. Also with you, Iraq from UNM Cancer Center is going to talk about solving cancer. Greg Frost is here, our friend, and the owners of the Escape Room, all on the Morning Brew with Friends. Come on over, Greg.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Right? We move this set just a little bit. We're trying to get a little more comfortable in here. It's just inches matter in TV, right? Well, hey, we got a great show today, jam-packed. We got some good news on the business front we're going to talk about in a second. When we start off with our headlines that are brought to us by our friends at Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. There we go. All right. First things first. This is some great big business news, right, Greg? The CNBC did a great report last week where they rank all the 50 states, and they do this great survey where they rank 60 categories in every state. And I think this is pretty cool because New Mexico used to be ranked 34th. We were actually falling in the rankings quite a bit. Went to 37th. And these are places to do business and places where people actually want to live. And they rank things like innovation, quality of life, all of these other things. And we were always in the bottom third. And then last week they said we're 24th. So all of a sudden we went from the bottom third to the top half in this survey. And you're in business. You've been in business for a long time. Are you feeling that?
I am feeling it. And you know, we've been talking a lot of business on this show.
Right.
You know, the incubation process.
Right.
I think the mayor and his programs, the governor and her programs are starting to get some traction. I'm so happy to see us not needing Arkansas or Mississippi to be ahead of.
I know, our state, we weren't necessarily the land of enchantment. We were like, thank God for Mississippi for a while,
for
right?
Arkansas, that's
right. But yeah, now it seems like we're on the way up. And a big part of that, one of the big major rankings we moved up on was the innovation scale. And I think that's things like the UNM Innovation Academy and Innovate ABQ, which is like right about there on our map behind us and out the window. And it's a thing. I think it's really looking good.
You've seen the governor and the mayor really make it a focal point.
Right.
And that's helpful.
Right. Absolutely. And then going ahead here in headlines, of course, this weekend there's a couple of big decisions by the Supreme Court. One was the gay marriage decision. The other one was the ACA, the Obamacare ruling, basically staying put,
It's legal, right.
And now, today, there's 3 more things that the Supreme Court is working on that are huge. And you and I were talking about this earlier. Gerrymandering is a big thing, and that's one of the things that is on the agenda right now for the Supreme Court to look at.
Can't believe it's still around.
Right. Well, 14 states have tried to get rid of it and make these basically redistricting processes nonpartisan. And of course, what happens when you do that? Both parties get mad. So now you have both parties taking this to the Supreme Court saying, figure out something, help us figure out how to make redistricting a thing.
That could be a huge pice of legislation, a huge ruling for the voting process. Mm-hmm. I can't believe gerrymandering is still processed and still around.
Right.
And I think it's because so many people don't know about it.
No one realizes what's going on.
If you're not in politics, you don't know what's going on.
Right. No one actually is realizing what's going on behind the scenes when they redistrict. And one day I'm in District 12, next day I'm in District 13. Who knows, right?
Right.
Right. And then there's also some stuff, lethal injection, whether or not those drugs are actually constitutionally okay. And then, of course, there's a weird thing of mercury emissions. So it should be like a full-on week of stuff from the Supreme Court. We're waiting to hear all these rulings.
Well, mercury emissions is huge.
It is huge.
I mean, that shouldn't be third. That should be number 1, maybe, because that'll kill you.
It really will.
And so you got the battle. You got big business coming up against what's best for the people.
And the environment.
And the environment, and the Supreme Court's going to rule on.
Absolutely. What we're talking about, I know you're a big basketball fan. Yeah. Were you aware, this blew my mind when I was reading this yesterday, LeBron James on July 1st could become a free agent again. It's not a done deal yet, but it could happen. He's got a $22 million contract, and it could be up depending on if he wants to exercise it or not in Cleveland. I'm wondering if he's going to stay.
Well, he certainly has proven that he is the deciding, contributing factor on a basketball team.
Right.
Where was Cleveland prior to LeBron James coming back to Cleveland? Nowhere. Who knew any of those players? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, they're the darlings of the NBA.
All of a sudden, I want to get
this guy.
I still want to get a Dellavedova jersey. Right. I might be able to shoot around him.
Who?
And then finally, we'll skip ahead here a couple of headlines. I love this one. Intel in Japan, they have to market things entirely differently, and I love this. And you know, in America, you see the sleek computer ads and the sleek iPhone ads and things. This is what the ads are looking like now for the newest computers in Japan, and they're trying to personify them and find personas and sell them as if you're not just buying this computer, you're buying this person. And I love this, and it's just the coolest way to show off how to buy stuff. I think it's just interesting in how
they've been doing that for years, and they've used cartooning. This is a sophisticated form of cartooning.
It is
to get a brand awareness.
I love it.
And they hook a cartoon up with a brand.
I love it. And these are, so when you're buying this computer, you are buying into this lifestyle of this anime character. I just love this stuff. I'm a computer guy. I'm a tech guy, and I love seeing how everyone else loves to buy computers like I do.
Well, this is an old thing. I remember when I ate Cheerios because Mighty Mouse said to eat Cheerios. You know, they put a cartoon character with Cheerios.
Absolutely.
Way back in the day.
It's the same thing. So we'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with friends. We've got a packed show. There's a great group, and I'm seeing Miss New Mexico wandered in here. She's got her crown on. I wonder if she'll let me wear it.
It's pretty sparkly.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew.